This man just touched the plane with his hand. The next second he demanded that all the rivets on it be ground flat, because a smooth shell could reduce the drag of the plane. However, at that time there was less than a week before the scheduled takeoff. The engineer wanted to ask the man for a delay, but the man insisted that the plane take off on time. In order to meet the man's request on time, the engineer put in all of his time. Finally, on the day before takeoff, the plane met the man's acceptance standard. Before the test flight, the engineer reminded the man not to let the plane go too fast, because this plane had not yet completed testing. However, as soon as the man sat in the plane, he completely ignored the reminder. As the man pulled the control lever, the plane took off smoothly. Amid the cheers of the crowd, the man kept accelerating. He brought the speed up to 300 miles per hour. However, the man was still not satisfied. He chose to keep pushing the speed. At this point, the engine exceeded its limit. The plane began to shake violently. He quickly grabbed the control stick to keep balance, but then the fuel tank completely ran out. The engine immediately shut down. The plane started diving toward the ground. The man quickly adjusted the course. Finally, with the cushion of the grass, the plane made a smooth emergency landing. When everyone rushed over, there was not a trace of panic on the man's face. Instead, he was very happy, because he had broken the record for the fastest flight at that time. When he got home, the man hurried to share the good news with his wife. At this moment, the man was no longer satisfied with just building planes. He also wanted to create the largest airline in the world. For this, the man designed the largest transport plane in the world. However, the man's high profile attracted the attention of his rivals. They began to slander that the man's designs were all plagiarized. Under tremendous pressure, the man chose to stay in the factory all day, spending all of his time building planes, hoping to use the finished product to fight back against the doubts. However, just when the man was full of confidence about the future, his wife asked him for a divorce, because the man spent all his time on work and neglected to care for his wife. Her leaving was a huge blow to the man. He went to his rival to compromise, but the rival's arrogant attitude completely enraged the man. He swore that he would finish his plane no matter what. Back at the factory, the man became even stricter about production. Just for a single airplane control wheel, he tested 800 options. After countless arguments with the engineers, the plane was finally completed. To record this important moment, the man contacted all the television stations, then decided to fly the plane himself, facing what could be his last chance. The man was so nervous he did not dare to push the control stick. At that moment, the engineer also noticed the man's unusual state. With his encouragement, the man finally gathered the courage to start the plane. After a brief turbulence, the plane soared into the sky smoothly. The man had successfully proved himself.